Are we live? Just clap it up. Oh, slide.
Clap it up.
It's a lot, yes, sir.
It's a lot. Yeah, you feel me? Say, come on, give me commands, huh? Shalom, Lord Christ, boys, Brotherhood class, and that's what we showing up in here. We have fun like that in Brotherhood class, you know. Ain't nothing like Brotherhood, man, and a lot of us don't get to experience Brotherhood. You feel me?
Right.
A lot of people don't even understand what Brotherhood is. Take, for instance, our leaders. They don't understand what Brotherhood is, and that's the title of our class today. You understand? A lot of people think they understand what Brotherhood is just because you stand with a person when it's time to do wrong. You understand? Or just because you stand with a person when you need something from them. That's not Brotherhood. You understand?
Okay.
Brotherhood is being able to stand with a brother when you don't need. Brotherhood is standing with brothers when you don't have an ulterior motive. You understand? And that's our leaders. Our leaders stand with us when they have an ulterior motive. You understand? This is the reason why we have gained no traction since the post-Reconstruction. You understand? Since the Reconstruction, we have gained no traction. Brothers and sisters have been so-called emancipated since 1863. Heard around the world in 1865. You understand? And it's like every time we take a step forward, we take 2 steps backwards. You understand? Well, this truth is back in the world, and this truth gives us the understanding, it gives us the knowledge of how to move forward. You understand? That's why we go out there on the streets and we speak. That's true brotherhood too.
Right.
Being out there, being able to stand strong and speak for your people, even when your people are against you.
Right.
You understand? That's true brotherhood. You understand? And like I said before, our leaders don't understand true brotherhood. You know? What is brotherhood to you, Bakar? What is brotherhood? And it can't be a wrong answer. There's no wrong answer.
Brotherhood to me is being in the ISUPK.
That's right.
Ain't nothing better than that. Being in the truth, being under the Most High Christ. You understand? What's brotherhood to you, Darwan?
Salaki, if I could. Brotherhood to me is that thing I've been looking for all my life. And I finally got it when I came here. You understand?
Right. Being in the truth.
Right. Being
you understand?
in the truth.
Brotherhood is being in the truth. Brotherhood is knowledge and understanding, true knowledge and understanding. We got a lot of brothers out here who think they truly have knowledge and understanding because they know Egyptology, because they know a little thing about a couple of pyramids, because they can tell you some things about Black history. You understand? Let me ask you a question. What can knowing about pyramids do for us? How can that build us?
Right.
How can that make us? How can knowing how many pyramids and how old the pyramids are, how can that save us? You understand? How can Islam save us? You understand? Knowing Islam, how can that save us? What has it done for us? You understand what I'm saying? Buddhism, atheism, how can these things save us? None of these things can save us. True brotherhood is this truth right here that we sit in. You understand? And slowly but surely, brothers and sisters are trickling into the truth.
Right.
The world is being turned upside down. You understand? People always ask, well, what do you do? What have you done? What have you done? I was listening to something today, and the brother asked, well, what have you done? To another brother. Now, not a brother in the UPK, but he asked him, what have you done? You understand? And it's always about, the first thing he said out of his mouth, well, how much money have you given? How much have you brought back to the community? When in fact, he wasn't bringing anything back to the community. When the brother asked him the same question. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not brotherhood. You understand? Standing for your people is brotherhood. The things that we do on Saturdays, that food drive we had Saturday, that clothing drive that we had, that's brotherhood. When you stand up and do something for your brothers and sisters we don't even know. Did you hear that? Did you hear what the brothers and sisters were saying? How much they appreciate it?
Right.
Hey, listen, the best feeling I got in the world when we were in New York and we did that clothing and that food drive. You hear the people coming around the corner. They hear. That's what we need. That's what, you know what I mean?
Right.
Man, I mean, it was, I got a chill through my body that I have never felt. I felt it when my first football game. I ain't felt nothing like that since. You know what I mean? You feel me?
So I had tears in my eyes. So.
Listen, it was so incredible. You know what I mean? It was incredible because I know 10, 15 years ago, the stuff I was doing, thinking I was helping people, thinking I was doing, thinking I was on top. Things that I was doing back then was not compared to what we do in the UPK.
Right.
Couldn't get the same feeling.
It's like Cat say go live on TikTok with the tablet. You see up there?
You know how to do that? That feeling, Bakar, that we had, it's a feeling that's unmatched. You understand what I'm saying? And our leaders don't understand brotherhood. They don't have a clue. They go out and they say, well, I'm doing this for my constituents. Then when your constituents ask you, can you help me with this issue I'm having at child support? Oh, well, I can't do that. That was personal.
Right.
I did that. You know what I mean? You asked me to pull a lever for you, but when I ask you to pull a string for me, oh, I can't do that. You understand? Because with our leaders, it's all about them. It's all about getting the next vote. It's all about how much I can get as opposed how much I can give. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the opposite. This is the world that we live in. Capitalism. You understand? This is the world that we live in. The world hasn't changed before our eyes. The world has always been like this. The truth has not always been like this. The world has always been like this.
Right.
This is the reason why the scripture tells us, love not the world, nor the things that are in the world. For matter of fact, grab that scripture. Love not. That would be 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Let me know when you got that.
1 John 2:15.
1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Listen, these are the days and times where we must come back into this truth. You understand? We have to, because the world is in shambles. You understand? Our communities are in shambles. The best time, the greatest times we've had in America since we've been on these shores may have been from 1865 to the 40s. To the 40s. Because Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourself together, ye gathered together, O nation I desire. We had to rely on ourselves.
Right.
We had to come together. We came together on one accord, understanding who our enemy was. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
In these days, our leaders do not understand let me reverse that. Our leaders know who our enemies are, but they refuse to alert us unto our enemies because their pockets are being filled.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Our leaders don't understand true brotherhood. Right here is where you get true brotherhood. We give our brothers and sisters true understanding. You understand? These laws, statutes, and commandments are true understanding. This is where the knowledge and understanding comes from. This is the only place we can get it. This is the only place where a nation can be built. You understand?
Right.
You got that?
Sir.
Let's read.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, and verse 15. Love not the world.
Say that again.
Love not the world.
The scriptures say love not the world. You understand? Scriptures say love not the world. We can't love America. We can't love Valentine's Day. You understand? These are things of the world. You understand? We can't love our oppressor. The scriptures tell us love not the world. The customs and cultures of America has totally destroyed our people. A lot of us think we are Americans. We wear that red, white, and blue on our sleeves. We bleed those stars and stripes. You understand? Think about the two sisters and the brother that died just the other day in that bombing.
Right.
You understand? Just happened to be two sisters and a brother. 23, 24, and if I'm not mistaken, the brother was 43, something like that.
Right.
Two babies and a warrior. Two babies and a warrior. You understand what I'm saying? The scriptures say, love not the world. When are we going to put the hanger up on America? When are we going to release and let America go? Our brothers and sisters should not be over in another country only to die and be wrapped up in plastic and sent back in a box.
Right.
Warned for a country who otherwise would have probably destroyed you here anyway.
Right.
Talk those sisters. Now look, that's two sisters less that they don't have to talk into abortions. That's a brother that they don't have to worry about putting into prison, putting them on child support. You understand?
Right.
The scriptures say, love not the world. Go ahead.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Listen, neither the things that are in the world. Our brothers and sisters will almost do anything for $1. You understand? For recognition. What will a brother and sister do? Put on live, Facebook Live, all these Instagrams. You understand? Love not the world, nor the things that are in the world. We destroy our very lives for the things that are in the world. Let me ask you a question. How many times have you seen a brother unalived on some kind of Facebook Live or something like that? Love not the world, nor the things that are in the world. We love the things that are in the world, so much so that we'll destroy ourselves. You understand? So much so we'll destroy ourselves trying to make a name. Trying to make a name in America. You understand? Doing the customs and cultures of America. We destroyed as a people. You understand? This is where you get that knowledge. This is where, instead of destroying, this is where we start putting the bricks and the mortar. This is where we start putting the cornerstones and the foundations back. This is where we start building our nation back again. You understand? Go ahead.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world.
If any man love the world. What is love in the world? What's love in the world?
Agreeing with all the worldly customs that's going on.
Agreeing with all the worldly customs. What you think, Nadal?
Love the world.
What's love in the world?
Like you said, indulge in the vain philosophies and deceit of America.
In the deceit of America. You understand? Standing for our oppressor. Just think about this, right? Loving the world is joining that army.
Right.
That same army that, what is that? 1 out of every 4 women get essayed
Right.
in that army. in that, what do they call it? What do they call it as a conglomerate? All of it.
What, company concerns?
No.
Military.
In the military force, in that military. You understand? These are the things. This is the love of the. Listen, these are. Think about it, right? They entice you with the things of the world. Come here and make a better life. You know, get an education. Think about it, right? You can get an education right here.
Right.
Think about this too, right? How many times have you seen homeless veterans on the street?
Right.
What have they done? Think about the sisters, the brothers and the sisters who are mentally and physically damaged. They come home and can get no help.
Right.
They enter that world because they love that world. Scripture says, love not the world, nor the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, go ahead.
The love of the Father is not in him.
Hey, listen, you can only love one and hate the other. If you love this world, you hate the Father. If you love the world, you hate your brothers and sisters. I mean, think about it. Love not the world, nor the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. You have no love for the Father, meaning you don't love the people in your nation. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Think about it, right? What do we talk about when we always say, when you say the Pledge of Allegiance, when you pledge your allegiance, what?
So like, if I could, you are pledging allegiance to your oppressor.
You pledge your allegiance to your oppressor. Not only that, think about it, right? It says the love of the Father is not in him. When you pledge your allegiance to any nation other than your own, that means you go against your nation.
Right.
That means you go against the Father. It says the love of the Father is not in him. Anything you do for another nation goes against your nation. Think about this, right? How many Chinese people do you see in the military, in America's military?
If I could, I can attest to that. Because I served Esau's military for a little bit, right? I had for sure 2 people.
So let's take them 2 people, right?
Less than 1%.
How big is America's military?
It's huge.
So them 2 people probably was what? I'm gonna give you a percentage, right? I'm gonna say 50,000th of a percent.
Yeah.
50,000th of a percent. Because you got a Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and then on top of that, you have all the reserves too.
Right.
It's a rare thing to see an Asian in the military, in a U.S. military. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen.
Right.
But how many Asians are here? I told you a few months ago, Potomac has a whole community full of them.
Right.
Right? How many times, again, let's go deeper. How many times have you seen an Arab in the U.S. Armed Forces? It's rare. I've never seen that now. I've seen the Asians, but I've never seen that. But our leaders encourage us to be in that. Our leaders don't understand brotherhood. Those Asians, they understand brotherhood. Not on the level that we have here in the UPK.
Right.
But they understand brotherhood. The Arabs understand brotherhood. They won't lift a finger over here to help America. But when something happens to a Palestinian, then you see how many really are here. You understand? They understand brotherhood. Like I said, not on the sense that we are in the UPK, but they understand that they don't fight for a nation that is not theirs. Our leaders push us into it.
Right.
You go into churches, join the armed forces, fight for your country, knowing damn well this is not our country.
Right.
Go ahead, read
1 John 2 and 15 again.
16.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
Let's go back again. Read that again.
1 John, chapter 2 and verse 16. For all that is in the world.
For all that is in the world, listen, for all that participates in America, for all that participates in America's customs and cultures, for all that will be celebrating this unholy Valentine's Day, for all that celebrated that Thanksgiving and that Christmas and that New Year's, for all that is in the world, go ahead.
The lust of the flesh.
The lust of the flesh. You understand? These things of the world, go ahead.
And the lust of the eyes.
And the lust of the eyes, the things that you see. The lust of the flesh, them things that we can hold on to, the things that we can see, another man's wife, you understand? Trinkets and things like that. Read on.
And the pride of life.
Listen, what is the pride of life? What's the pride of life?
Is it money for a lot of people?
No. The pride of life. Pride. Think about it. Pride. I did this.
Right.
If it wasn't for me, that would never have been. That school wouldn't be there if it wasn't for me. The pride of life. I did that. You understand? That's America. I built. You understand? Think about this. Look at it like this, right? Look at it as a owner of a football team. They win a championship, and who stands and says, I did this.
Right.
He didn't score a touchdown. He didn't catch a pass.
Right.
But he has the flesh. He has the trophies. He has the pride. I did this. You understand what I'm saying? It's the pride of life. Go ahead.
It's not of the Father.
It's not of the Father. You understand?
Come.
We got to understand what true brotherhood is. When we go out there and we teach our brothers and sisters what true brotherhood is. Because they're not going, like we said before, they're not going to get it from our leaders.
Right.
Can't get true brotherhood from a leader, from somebody who, think about it, right? Every time we go out on the street, we always say Baltimore is 87% black, right? Black mayors, black commissioners, black councilmen, black secretaries of state, black everything, right? But we the lowest on the totem pole. How is that?
Because it's like if I could.
Go ahead.
The reason we're at the bottom of the totem pole is because of the Lord said we'd be at the bottom of the totem pole. We don't serve him. You know what I'm saying? But the Deuteronomy tell you that in 28th chapter. You know what I mean? We don't let them curses. You know what I mean?
Right. True.
So it ain't like, it's not like you know, these people that are over top of us are like some type of super marvelous people. The Lord, the scriptures say that the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You know what I mean? We were given to these heathens. You know what I mean? As a trinket and a punishment. So
But more than that, remember the title of the class.
Oh, you know, a slag. You're right.
No, you were right.
Slag.
But more than that, it's because our leaders don't understand brotherhood.
Right.
I talk about, remember Marion Barry, everything that he did for DC, right? They will never let another person like Marion Barry be mayor again because he did some things for black people. Our oppressor did not like it. So as soon as they could catch him in a controversial situation, which should have never got caught up like that. And then in trying to humiliate him, they let him run for mayor again. And guess what happened? He won. Why did he win? Because people forgot about what he did and remember what he did.
Right.
Meaning the negative part they forgot about. They let that go and remember what he did for the people. They'll never let that happen again. He was a I gotta say it right. He was a slave that got away.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? He was a slave that they thought they had the reins on him, and he kind of got away. You understand? Just like a Nat Turner, just like a Sojourner Truth, just like a Harriet Tubman. You understand? They do a few things for him. Could have been greater. You understand? But I'm just giving an example.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our leaders don't understand true brotherhood. You understand? They don't know what real brotherhood is. You drop that. Micah chapter 4, verse 11. Matter of fact, let's start at Micah 2 and 10 first. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. I'm going to give y'all my favorite scripture again. Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. Listen, we get deceived by America. You understand? America baits us into voting. America baits us into being Democrats and Republicans. You understand? America baits us into all of these things. You good? America baits us into those things. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay.
We get fooled. We get deceived into believing America has our best interests at heart. America does not have our best interests at heart. You know?
Okay.
America is the world.
Micah 2.
You understand? America is the world. Now, we can be in the world, but not of the world.
Right.
You heard that before, right?
Right.
We can be in the world, but not of the world. You understand? We can walk through the crap and have on high boots, or be a part of the crap and walk with no boots.
Right.
You understand? And have crap all the way up to our knees, you know?
Right.
We can be in the world, but not of the world. This is how you get it. This true understanding is right here in this Bible, these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is where we get true understanding from, you know?
Come.
Go ahead, you got that?
Come.
Go ahead, read that.
I got it. It's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart.
Say that again.
Arise ye and depart.
One more time.
Arise ye and depart. For
Yeah.
this is not your rest.
Listen, it says, arise ye and depart. For this is not your rest. Listen, we get comfortable in America. We get a good job. We think it's over. That's it. We lay back, kick back, go to work, appreciate America, celebrate the 4th of July, celebrate Labor Day. Think about it, right? Celebrating Labor Day. I touch on that. Celebrating Labor Day. A lot of our brothers and sisters don't even understand that Labor Day was created to hold us back like it's doing.
Right.
Labor unions were created in 1871, right after the Reconstruction. We talked about this a few weeks ago. Right after the Reconstructions, a lot of our, most of the artisan workers, which were the skilled workers, were the so-called freed slaves. And they created it in 1871 because they realized those newly freed slaves were getting all of the work. Not to mention, in paying a newly freed slave, you could give them what you wanted. You
Right.
didn't have to pay them the market price. So why not use someone who's a skilled worker that you don't have to pay but half the price? So then the labor unions were created in 1871, and then the labor unions were all white labor unions. You had to buy your way in. But if you're not white, how do you buy your way in?
Right.
You understand? Love not the world, nor the things that are in the world. We love the things that are in the world. You understand? This is the reason why we stay in iniquity with the Most High. Because we love the things of the world.
Right.
We love our oppressor. We turn a blind eye to the negative things that our oppressor do. I ain't see it. I don't know what it is. I ain't see it. I wasn't there. If I wasn't there, I can't speak on it. You hear that all the time. You understand?
Come.
That's a wicked person. You ever heard a person say that?
Come.
If I wasn't there, if I didn't see it, I can't speak on it. You understand? I heard somebody say that about what's his name? The one that touched all those kids. New Wapian.
Shit, so many.
Malachi Z. York.
Oh yeah, Malachi Z.
Okay.
York.
Well, if I wasn't there and I didn't see it, I can't say. So I don't go there. I just, we got to respect him for his knowledge. You ain't got to respect anybody for anything, because the person did something. It means you got to let them go on all the evil that they do.
Right.
You understand? That's an evil person in itself to say something like that. That's a person without understanding. That's a person that does not understand brotherhood.
Right.
Where we at? Arise ye and depart, for
okay.
this is not your rest. We get too comfortable in America. You understand?
Right.
We get too comfortable. Like I said, we get a good job. We get a position. Think about it, right? Think about our leaders, our so-called leaders today. They fought, they scratched, they grinded, they went to college, they did this, they did that, they took all of these steps only to get comfortable in America, knowing the evil that America does to us.
Right.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Go ahead.
Because it is polluted.
Say that again.
Because it is polluted.
It is polluted. America is polluted with all of the evil, the atrocities, the LGBTQ. You understand? That's a part of American life. If you don't accept that, then you are wrong.
Right.
America is polluted. You understand?
Come.
Go ahead.
It shall destroy you.
And listen, what has it done to us?
Destroy you, sir.
Our brothers and sisters entering into that LGBTQ, it has destroyed them. Our brothers that take on the customs and culture of robbery and murder, it has destroyed them. HIV has totally destroyed us. High blood pressure has totally destroyed us. You understand? America is polluted.
Right.
And it will destroy you. Go ahead.
Even with a sore destruction.
Even with the worst. With a sore destruction. When you think it's all over, when you think the evil is all over, then they pile more on you.
Right.
Evil on top of evil. That's America. And they mask it. You understand? And make it look pretty and wrap it in a big bow. You
Right.
understand? We drop that. And we're going to go to Micah 4:11 now. We fight for America. We fight. You understand? We stand up. And we believe when we come back from all these wars, from serving all these tours, from doing all these duties for America, we feel like we're going to come back home to something bigger and better. We come back to the worst. Think about it. All that warring we go out there and doing, and these Asians, these Arabs, these Africans, they sit home and they rob our communities blind.
Right.
Rob our communities blind. Bring the drugs, everything into our communities. They help to bring it in.
Come.
The guns, the destruction, the hate. Think about it, right? How caught up in America are we? So much so that we allow other nations of people to come in and rob us.
Right.
But then we hate our brothers and sisters, right? That we see every day in the same condition we in. I'm not telling nobody to go out there and rob no Asians or no Arabs, but we rob our own before we rob them,
Right.
knowing that they got all the money in our community.
Right.
They the ones walking out of our community without money, building communities for themselves over in Potomac, in the better parts of DC.
Right.
You know, we destroyed as a people. You got that? Go ahead. What you gonna say, Bacall?
I'm about to say, sir, and it's like we don't even realize it.
Hey, listen, that's frustrating because we see it. You know what I mean? And then sometimes you say to yourself, like, damn, they can't see that. They don't see what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? These people march into our communities, feed us garbage,
Right.
and then march back out. Then we get mad with our own brothers and sisters because we in a bad position. It's like you run past the people with the bag of money to the people with the pennies in their hand and rob them.
Right.
You know, like I said, I'm not telling nobody to rob nobody, but this is what we see. This is what's happening because we lack that brotherhood. You know, best thing in the world was what we did last week. To see them people, to see the smiles on their face. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, clap that up, clap that up. You know, you got that scripture?
Connor will come.
Go ahead.
The book of Micah, chapter 4, and verse 11. Now also many nations are gathered against thee.
Hey, listen, it says now also many nations are gathered against us. These nations are gathered against us. It's not by happenstance. It's by design. You understand? It's by design that these nations are gathered against us. All of these nations come over here for the American reality.
Right.
And they get to experience the American reality. And we talk about this every week, is that they experience the American reality, we experience the American dream. And when we wake up, we enter into the American nightmare. You know? These are the things that happen to us. It says, now also many nations are gathered against thee. These nations are gathered against us purposefully. This is what the United Nations was created for. United Nations were created to keep us right where we are. The whole world feeds off of us. The whole world feeds off of us. Think about this, right? Trump paid what? It was a year they said he paid $350 in taxes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Most of us pay that, what, in 2 weeks?
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? $350. He said, I did my taxes right.
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? Listen, wait a minute. No, listen. He did do his taxes right. They get those taxes. This is America.
Right.
America is not built on Duncan. America is built on us.
Right.
You know? America's built on us. So this is the way America works. America is about capitalism. America knows nothing about brotherhood.
Right.
Just like our leaders that work for America. Clarence Thomas works for America. Ben Carson used to work for him. Think about it. He was with Trump.
Right.
Ben Carson worked for America. Think about it. What's the one that just got onto the sister that just got into the Supreme Court? Tangi Brown. And what's her name? Katanja. Katanja Brown,
Right.
whatever her name is, she works for America. America is our oppressor. Anyone who works for America is against us. Anybody who is against us knows nothing of brotherhood. You know?
Right.
Go ahead.
I think that sister's also married to an Edomite.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I did a class, 2 years ago? Because it's been about 2 years when she got what's her name, right? Yeah.
Right.
About that long ago. Yep. I did when they first elected her. Because they had actually had, it was 9 sisters choosing from 9 different sisters to put on there. You know what I mean? Yeah, and she got it. She got the go ahead. She got the nod. She had that Edomite on her arm. Excuse me. Edomite had her on his arm.
Right.
You know? The bed winch.
Right.
Now, also many nations are gathered against us. When you work for the oppressor, you are part of that nation that is gathered against us, meaning you know nothing about brotherhood. Because if you did know something about brotherhood, you probably would have lost the job already, because you'd have been helping brothers and sisters so much that they would have found a way to get you up out of there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead.
That say, let her be defiled, and let our eye look upon Zion.
It says, and let her be defiled. Let her become a homosexual. Excuse me, Salakia. Let her become part of that community.
Right.
Let her get high. Let him get high. Let him murder someone. You understand?
Right.
Let us defile ourselves. Listen, let them eat that shrimp, crab, and that lobster. Think about this, right? They putting bacon on everything now.
Right.
Right.
God damn.
I remember when you used to going into McDonald's, you used to have the request bacon if you wanted it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nothing had bacon on it. You had the request, and then they came out with the first bacon burger. You know what I mean? And that's the only one that had the bacon on. Now everything got bacon.
Right.
Everything got pork. You understand? Shrimp come with everything in the restaurant almost now. Me and my rib went to the Japanese steakhouse. No shrimp. You gotta tell them no shrimp. Everybody gets shrimp when they make that big giant to go thing. You know the one when they cook right there in front of you?
Hibachi.
Right. Well, you can go in and you can get it to go. When you get it to go, you have to tell them no shrimp.
You got to tell them.
Yeah, because all of the plates come with shrimp on it when you get the to-go joint.
Right.
It's about this big. It's good. It's good too. But you got to tell them no shrimp. Let us be defiled. They want us to be. Listen, they understand that as long as we stay in iniquity with the Most High, we'll always be on the bottom.
Right.
They understand that. We the only ones that don't understand it. We the only ones that don't understand our own laws, statutes, and commandments. We the only one that does not understand that God says, don't do this, but you can do this. You can do this, but don't do this. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Let us be defiled. Let her be defiled. Let our eyes look upon Zion. Listen, every time we defile ourselves, they get to reap the benefits.
Right.
They get to grow in stature. They get to look upon us and look down on us. You fools. Got the truth. You fools. Don't worry about it. My pockets will stay fat.
Right.
You understand? I'll keep experiencing this American reality.
Right.
And you keep dreaming. You keep on dreaming. Keep hope alive. Obama. Hope. We always living on hope. That was his motto coming in, right?
Yep.
Hope.
Hope.
And that's what it is. Keep hope alive. Hope. Now I hope it come. But it ain't.
Right.
Everybody else says, this is what we want. We sit and we hope. It might not happen, but I'm a hope. You understand what I'm saying? Destroyed as a people. We're the only ones living on hope. And he came in and rode the wave on hope. Twice. He rode the wave. He rode the wave so hard on hope that white people voted for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'd be like, God damn, I'm voting for him too. If he can fool the niggas, he can, you know.
Yeah.
Think about it. Hope. You can drop that. You can drop that.
I got a question,
Ow.
sir.
Go ahead.
Playing devil's advocate a little bit.
Go ahead.
Now, with this pork push, now our stance is that they do this to keep us defiled. Is it at all possible that they see some type of benefit in putting pork in our goddamn toothpaste?
Listen, pork is in everything just about. Now you got to start reading the ingredients. Not only that, you got to start breaking down the ingredients to see if that ingredient is made out of pork.
Right. Is there anything positive from that?
Listen. They understand who we are. If 60% of everything has pork in it, it's a good chance you're going to defile yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we don't read, we just eat. We just read. We don't read, we react. If it's there, I'm going to eat it. If you give it to me, I'm going to take it. You understand? Instead of saying, hold up, let me think about this. Let me see. You know what I mean? We don't do that. Because like the scripture said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. We've gotten too comfortable in America. And when you get comfortable, whatever they give you, you take. Whatever they feed you, you eat. Whatever they say, you do. Whatever they speak, you think. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let us be defiled. That's what they want. Listen, all the nations understand who we are. Think about it, right? China hates America. Look at all these Asians over here.
Right.
They at war with the Arabs right now. Look at all these Arabs in here. They rob in Africa right now. Look at all the Africans over here. You understand what I'm saying? And they have no fear of them. When those nations come together, they gather together to be confederate against you. You say, look, I know we beefing, but let's get this money together. You ever see The Wire? You see what Marlo and what's her name came together? Nigga, I know we don't like each other, but right now we both from the West Side. We need to come together.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
This is what these nations are doing. These nations, all the nations understand who we are. We the people that don't understand who we are. You understand?
Right.
We don't understand who we are. Once we begin to understand who we are, things will change overnight. Everything will change overnight. We just got to understand who we are. We got to understand the power that lies within us. Listen, the scriptures say the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We have the power to change our condition. We say this every week.
Right.
You understand? The kingdom of heaven is at hand, meaning we have the power to change the condition that we're in. All we have to do is get the knowledge and the understanding. You understand? And the only place to get that knowledge and understanding is right here in these scriptures. You understand?
Right.
Where we at?
That was the book of Micah, chapter 4, and verse 11.
Let us look upon Zion. We can drop that. We can drop that. I was great. Pull something. Let me check my downloads. Well, all we have to do is just understand who we are. Did you see that lady? That lady whose son killed those 4 people.
Lie.
Injured. He shot it. It was an oppressor.
Lie.
I think they said they convicted her, right? But the whole thing is let me jump out. Whoops. The woman's son the gun in school killed some kids.
Well, the child was an oppressor.
Yeah.
For the kids, our people.
Oh man. Okay, here we go. Right here. Jennifer Crumbly, guilty of involuntary manslaughter after son Ethan Crumbly Jennifer Crumbly, the Michigan woman who charged in connection with her son's deadly school shooting rampage in 2021, was convicted Tuesday of involuntary manslaughter in the unprecedented case. The unanimous verdict came on the second day of jury deliberations in a landmark trial in which Crumbly became the first parent to be held criminally responsible for mass shooting committed by their child. Was convicted on all 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, 1 for each of the victims in the attack Oxford High School in November 2021 that she faced. Wait a minute. Let me continue. Son Ethan, now 17, pleaded guilty as an adult to murder, terrorism, and other crimes, blah, blah, blah. Now she faces up to 15 years in prison per count and remains held on bond. She will be sentenced in April. It was very difficult. The member of the jury said after the verdict, lives hung in the balance, and we took it very seriously anyway.
Yes, indeed. Over Christ.
It's a small taste of heaven. Now, on the flip side, the sister that got convicted the other day, little 6-year-old kid brought the gun to school, shot the teacher. Sister, who's the sister?
Shot a teacher.
Yeah, he shot a teacher. I ain't saying it like that, but yeah, he shot a teacher. Right? Reckless. It was being reckless, right? We have to understand that we are held to a different standard when it comes to different things. You understand what I'm saying?
Come.
And we, like I said, we can't get comfortable in America. Now the sister had a gun, and the kid got the gun, put the gun in his bag, took it to school. And from what they were saying on the news, the teacher tried to disarm the kid after she seen he had a gun, and the gun went off and shot her. Man, she lived though.
Okay.
But you know she trying to sue the school, or she trying to sue the school or the state for $50 million.
Is it a
teacher,
oppressor?
Right? Yeah, it's a oppressive
Oh, she
teacher.
gonna get that.
Yeah, she probably will. She was his mother was sentenced to 21 months in prison. I mean, the oppressor didn't die. You understand? But I ain't gonna say that. That'd be wrong. I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, you on TikTok too, sir.
Okay. Let's say
Yeah, say the
it.
deep
I'm gonna
word.
say it. You should be trying to take a gun from a nigga, you know? You give me trying to take a gun from a nigga, you know? Sure, he's 6. He gotta go 2 years without his mama though. You know, it's sad. But we gotta be smart. You understand? We gotta have understanding. You understand? We gotta have knowledge. And this is what happens when we talk about the condition that we were placed in being a single parent. You understand that a single parent got a gun, kid, you drinking or getting hot, you know, whatever. Oh, using again marijuana. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Being comfortable in America. When we get comfortable in America, these are the things that happen. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. We get too comfortable in America. We feel like we can do the same. Listen, think about it, right? We talked about that when we said in some of these states where they legalize marijuana. It's always going to be a hook. You understand? When they do certain things, it always has an ulterior motive. It's always a reason behind what they do. Now that they legalize it, right? They don't say, but your job, you can't go to work high.
Right.
Something happened on your job, they send you down to Concentra, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, we gotta let you go because you was high.
Right.
But we legal.
Right.
Not here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now you don't have a job. Now what do? Back out in the streets, back out in the world. Arise ye depart, for this is not your rest. We get too comfortable. Not to mention, our leaders don't tell us this is the reason why they're creating these laws. You understand?
Right.
Our leaders don't have our best interests at heart. What's the name of our title again?
Our leaders don't understand brotherhood, sir.
Our leaders don't understand brotherhood. How can they? They're making too much money.
Right.
Why should they care? Why should they care about us? They shouldn't, because they're in the world.
Right.
If you love the world, then you hate the Father, right?
Right.
You hate the Father, you hate us.
Right.
Why should they care? You know?
Come.
Where we at?
That was Micah 4:11.
Go ahead. Was that the end of it?
Live.
Micah 4. Yeah, we did that already. Micah 4:11.
And let our eye look upon Zion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we finished.
We did that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we finished.
Yep. Yeah. Matter of fact, give me First Maccabees chapter 1 and 11.
One and 11.
Yep. First Maccabees chapter 1 and 11. Let me know when you got that. You got that in the dot one?
No, I got you, sir.
All right, go ahead.
You said 1 and 11, sir?
Yeah. First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11.
Come. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Think about that part right there. Think about that. It says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men, meaning we had wicked brothers and sisters. Excuse me. I said sisters. We had wicked brothers right here as our leaders. That was back in those days. We have those same people, the same spirit in our leaders today. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men. We have wicked leaders today.
Right.
Leaders who only look upon themselves, who only look to fill their own pockets, to only fill their own coffers. that will sell the brothers and sisters out for 30 pieces of silver. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men. We have a lot of wicked leaders today. 87% black, and you still got homeless encampments under bridges, on the streets, sitting over heating grates.
Right.
We still have homeless encampments, brothers and sisters laying out in the elements, dying. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men. Read on.
Who persuaded many.
Say that again.
Who persuaded many.
Hey, listen, our leaders persuade us every day. Vote for me.
Right.
A vote for me is a vote for America. If you do this for me, I'll do this for you. Then when it's time to do, we get nothing.
Right.
Think about this. Martin Luther King said, we're coming to Washington, D.C. to get our check. And they did. You got to check for those leaders, not a check for the people.
Right.
Because if my memory serves me correctly, I didn't see anything come up out of that march on Washington.
Nothing.
I didn't see anything productive come up out of that march on Washington. Those are our leaders. Those are our leaders without understanding. Go ahead.
Well, some things productive came out of those marches. It was productive for the oppressor, not for us.
Yeah, it was productive for the oppressor. You're right about that, 100%. Listen, if anything comes up out of our oppressor, it's always going to be productive for them. Always. Integration. Lost all our baseball leagues, lost the football leagues, lost all of our colleges, lost our schools, lost our restaurants, lost our stores, lost our malls, lost our shopping centers, lost our bus lines, and lost our land. This is the time that we're living in right now. Listen, the time that they were living in back then is the time that we're living in right now. Nothing changed. Only the faces. The spirits are still here. Only thing that's changed is the faces. Go ahead. Start from the top.
First Maccabees chapter 1 and 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. Let us go and shake hands with the heathen. Let us go and do business with the heathen. Meaning, let us go and partner with the heathen. Where has that gotten us?
Where we are today, sir.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. Listen, think about this, right?
Yeah, she hit.
The Native Americans shook hands with the heathen. Double time, fellas, double time. The Native Americans made a covenant with the heathen. America came, the so-called Americans came in and destroyed the Native Americans. Totally, utterly destroyed. Because they wanted to make a covenant. They wanted to shake hands. They wanted to make peace with the enemy. You cannot make peace with an enemy. You cannot make peace with a murderer. Just doesn't work, you know? Just doesn't work. It says, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. Listen, look at the heathens that are round about us right now. We have the Asians in our communities, the Africans in our communities. We have the, the Arabs in our community. It's going to be the Russians in our community. It's going to be the Ukrainians in our community. We're going to have the Taiwanese in our community. We have everybody in our community that are round about us.
Right.
We make covenants. We support them. None of these nations support us. Why do we keep shaking hands? Why do we keep coming in agreement with these other nations? Why do we continue to agree with these other nations? Why do we do it? Why do we do what we do? Go ahead.
It's a couple reasons, sir, but the main one is because we don't know who we are. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, like the Lord said, we reject knowledge. You know what I mean? So
when we reject knowledge, what happens when we reject knowledge?
We get destroyed.
Most High just rejects us.
Right. Come.
In rejected knowledge, we reject the Most High. We reject the Most High rejects us. When we get rejected, we get mashed by the other nations.
Right.
It's the reason why we in the condition we in. Simple. It says, in those days went they out of Israel, wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. Listen, we feel like we can't do anything without the other nations, without including everybody. You understand? Without having everybody in our business. We feel like we can't do anything on our own. We feel like we can't police ourselves.
Right.
We feel like we can't build on our own. We need somebody to help us build. You understand? We can't have community, what are they called? Community representatives without having people from other nations joined in. We can't do anything on our own. Why can't we? Because we destroyed as a people. Everything that we got, we have right here in our communities. Listen, I said it once and I said it again. Christ said what? The kingdom of heaven is at hand. We have the power to change our own condition. We don't even believe it.
Right.
We think it's just rhetoric. We think it's just talk. You know what I mean?
Come.
But in 1954, what happened in 1954?
1954?
1954. I believe it was September 1954.
I'm gonna say this, but I'm probably wrong.
I bet you got it right.
Was it the founding of Israel?
Nah.
No, that's the 40s, ain't it?
That's the 40. That's 1948.
48 slide. You said 54?
54.
It ain't Independence Day?
Nah.
54.
It's an Independence Day. Ain't Independence Day. Nah, it ain't Independence Day.
Like, I don't know, sir. It's a lot.
Alabama bus boycott.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Alabama bus boycott lasted just over a year. Economy of America began to crumble. Why? Because those buses and people.
Right.
The Alabama bus boycott didn't just happen in Alabama. It happened all over the nation.
Right.
It happened all over the country. Just think about it, right? One nation boycotting, buses boycotting one nation not going to make America pass a law to say you can sit on the front of a bus. They could care less. But then the economy begins to crumble. Because once you start losing those buses, you start losing other things. You know, people start boycotting not just the buses, but they start boycotting restaurants. You understand?
Right.
They stop the restaurants that they wanted to be a part of. They start boycotting that. You start losing money in different areas. You start losing money in different areas. You got to make a choice.
Right.
Their choice was let them niggas sit on the front. Let them niggas sit on the front. We get our money back. And they damn sure got their money back, right?
Right. Okay.
You got that money back. And look at us today. We have nothing.
Right.
That was a glimmer of hope right there. Took that money, got our own buses, who knows where we would be at today? We'd probably be owning part of America, you know?
Right.
How strength is in our knowledge. Strength is in our understanding. You said it earlier, this is where we get that.
Right.
Our knowledge and understanding is right here in the UPK. Listen, Ecclesiastes 12:10, never trust thine enemy. For like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. We continue to trust in our enemy. We continue to trust in the heathen nations. You understand?
Come.
When you support those nations, you trust in those nations. You make covenants with those nations.
Right.
Most High told us not to make covenants with them. Also told us not to make peace with them. That was the downfall of the Native American Indian. Making peace.
Right.
What was that? The Monkey Peace Talks? I think it was 1681. That's 1681. Monkey Peace Talks, when they poisoned all of those Native American Indians, and the ones that they didn't poison, they bludgeoned to death.
I don't remember the exact date, but that sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Monkey Peace Talks. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the Powhatan tribe.
Right. Hey, sir. You got mad food. You got a lot of food.
Is it?
Yeah. Need some help. Got it.
Great. You understand? Matter of fact, Slovakia, because we ready wrap it up.
All right, come on.
You understand? Listen, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. We got to understand that eventually our enemy's true properties are going to show through. His true wickedness is going to show through. For like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. If we hang in there long enough, we'll see the true, strategy of our enemy, With that, we're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. We've been bringing this truth since 1969, and what is that truth? The truth is that the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Natives are the true biblical Jews of the Bible, and our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. I'm going to pass the class over to the priest officer, Darwin.
All right, security announcements. With ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3, chapter 3, 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, we got the Feast of Purim, which is February 22nd through the 23rd, all right? Also, we got the Passover, you understand, April 22nd. We got that whole week. Pay you $200 for adults, 18 and up, all right? Remind Akim Nakwathiam to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he'll start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, we'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher, and Israel, Mightyam, Mighty Shabbat, Mightyam, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabbat, That's the time. Class dismissed.